you. She didn't smother you. She raised you up. In fact, may even raise the children of her rapist in a humane way. We have a responsibility for rescuing her and, in fact, fulfilling those things that she could not fulfill. I'm a PhD psychologist. You a director of that. You a doctor of that. We are these things because those ancestors did things so we could do here. We have to fulfill their responsibilities, and that's the rescuing of our ancestors. And these are things that are family-based, but I say they should be done everywhere that our people gather. If we have black organizations, they should be talked about that. It might be a good thing to have the genealogy of your organization in terms of giving understanding of that. But clearly all our children should be given as an assignment tracing their family genealogy and knowing who begat, and now I'm got. Enhancing our cultural grounding. You can't enhance your cultural grounding if you don't know what those 54 features are. You can't enhance that. You can't be given a problem, a question to deal with, and then say, how do I solve this problem if you don't do it from your own cultural ground? Providing opportunities for interfamilial bonding. When do we're not living where we don't even know our own neighbors. You know, we might wave at them and say, oh, you got a nice car, you know, but we don't really know our neighbors. You know? So we're going to think about constantly, how do we do that? How do we make arrangements to do that for bonding relations? That would same thing with organizations. When I say family, put organization. When I say put organization. Create activities that foster unity. We got to think about, how do I create activities so in doing that, I internalize the idea that you and I are united. We can work out little exercises so that in doing it, we do staff development in the organization, do staff development organization, do family reunions, where we do these things, and in the doing of them, we internalize the sense of unity. Engage in cooperative sustenance. Times now really good for that. We didn't figure out how do we buy a whole bunch of potatoes and divide them up. You know, we got to figure out how to do those things now. Don't be ashamed. Don't be ashamed. You know, I'm safe. You say today, tomorrow you might lose yours. So you might say you're safe. You ain't gonna be safe forever. Define family-centered conflict resolutions. We've been working, Anna and I and a lot of other older brothers in this community have been working, talking about how do we reestablish a council of elders in our community. So when we have conflict, we can go to the elders and have elders help us make the adjudication and figure out what to do, as opposed to flipping it over to the criminal justice system. And once they get there, San Quentin is going to be ready for what they don't get out of it. So we got to figure out how do we do that. That's part of our commandments of arguing for cultural preservation. To maximize intergenerational transfer of wealth and wisdom. They go together. They go together. Intergenerational. What am I going to pass on to my children and my children's children? My wealth, whatever that is. If it's a dime, make sure I give them a dime. If it's $10 billion, make sure I pass on them. But equal to the wealth, and I think more important than the wealth, is the wisdom. How many of you told your children those stories that your big mama told you about how they survived back in Alabama somewhere and had to back down the Ku Klux Klan, or had to figure out how to steal this butter and put it in the big purse to take it home so she could make you some bread? We got to figure out how to do these things so that we intentionally do these in order to preserve our families. The intergenerational wealth and wisdom has to do with development and socialization. I think this last one I want to come back to. Is that it? No, you go the other way. No, I'm going to go back to this. Renorm our communities. Renorm our communities. The norm, the values in our community have been corrupted and corroded by us taking on other people's ways. So we have a charge here. And our organizations, as we connect and do our networking, add this to your responsibility. We have to renorm our community. We can say, no, this ain't how you do in our community. You don't walk in our community. You know, our communities are open for anybody to come in with any old stuff. And we accept it. No, we got to start saying, no, we are divine. We are divine, and we don't allow this kind of activity in our community, including activity from our own children. But then we have to also about how do we retrofit our organizations. I think that we should all spend some time, at least a day, taking our organization, taking our mission statement, taking our organizational structure, taking our goals and objectives, and retrofit them against our own culture. Say, this is a black organization, this is an African American organization, and it is that because it is aligned with the sense of appropriateness, the sense of excellence, the belief in truth, justice, righteousness, harmony, balance, propriety, and order. And then ultimately, we have to heal our community. Our community is in a bad place. It's not because we're intrinsically evil, it's because we've adopted and we've allowed other people's values to be imposed on us. And so someone tells our children, bling bling is the goal, and they do anything to get the bling bling. As opposed to the goal is not bling bling. The goal is to walk in the world as unique and valuable, divine human beings with an African face. That's networking. Thank you. I hope I served you well. I just wanted to mention to you all, I have actually some handouts of cultural grounding newsletters that talk about manhood development, community organization, African education, that are up here for you all to take as study guides for you, as well as Dr. Naeem Akbar, who's another black psychologist, and I take people to Africa every year, and there's an announcement of our development tour to Africa for those who may want to go back home, the home beyond Mississippi, the other home, or for California, it really is Texas, Arkansas, and Louisiana. Right, so we want to go, they're here for your distribution. Thank you.
I told you not to leave, didn't I? I told you not to leave. For those who left, you got to go back and tell them what they missed and what they need to incorporate in their organization. Next, the last thing we're going to do is the report backs from the work that you did. Again, I want to apologize because I know most of you said, I need more time. We just scratched the surface on the areas that you were in. But for that hard work to do and oversee the facilitation and the report back, I'm going to ask that James Moore come and facilitate the report back.